In the game of authenticity, we will encourage you to apply the following reason to your thinking. Reason 1. Everything talks. One of the most useful ideas to consider, as you begin your journey, is that through your engagement with life, there will be an almost infinite variety of speakers, who will inform you, guide you, and inspire you. Most people look at these speakers and dismiss them, either treating them like random acts of chance, or by outright rejecting them. This is inadvisable. On the journey to authenticity, each character, scene, act, and moment of inspiration is valuable. Whether it is a stranger on a bus, or a content creator that TikTok keeps showing you, it is wise to consider the following. Why am I experiencing this particular speaker? Perhaps there is a lesson to learn. It may be an opportunity to speak your truth in a new way. Or, it could simply be a reminder that you ought to relax a little, enjoy the journey, and be patient. Your most valuable asset in the game of authenticity is the huge variety of speakers that you have the potential to resonate with. At lower levels, this includes your family, friends, channels you follow, and shows you listen to. At higher levels, this can expand to include anyone that you cross paths with, or serendipitous moments, such as certain songs coming on the radio at just the right moment. For the skeptics, remember that we are not talking about anything more than the speakers that you are paying attention to, i.e. that you are noticing. If you didn't have opportunity to resonate with the speaker, you simply would not have noticed them. But, seeing as how you have noticed them, why not ask yourself, why? Within the answer to that question of why, is found the meaning, significance, and personal transformation that sits behind all major acts of creativity. Here is an example of this reason in action. James is walking through a forest. He's had a tough week, with lots of stress and arguments with his colleagues. As he walks, he is thinking about the most recent drama at work. He hears a branch snapping, and looks up to see a deer, standing tall and proud, staring right at him. For a moment, his mind goes silent, and he simply stares back at the deer for a few seconds. After a while, his mind starts to worry. He remembers what his boss said to him, that made him so upset. At that moment, the deer runs away. Before playing the game of authenticity, James would have shrugged this off and continued to worry about work. However, now he can consider that everything talks, and asks himself why this moment happened. He immediately sees that the deer ran away as soon as he started to worry. This event was a reminder, he decides, that worrying will never protect you, it will only increase the tension. Here he is, in the forest, staring at a majestic animal, still worrying about things that are out of his control. He decides to postpone his worrying until he's back at home, can write down his thoughts and actually build a plan for how to deal with the problems at work. He enjoys the rest of his walk, and doesn't let his worrying mind distract him from the beauty around. In this example, one could argue that the deer showing up was random, and that it ran away at a random moment. In other words, that James was inventing a story about why the deer ran when it did. That is the point here. It is up to us to decide which stories we tell ourselves about the objective facts of our lives. It is a fact that the deer ran away. What is not a fact is, what does this mean to James? Meaning and significance are the primary sources of authentic experiences, including conversations with others and our own creative contributions. If we don't know what anything means to us, we cannot express ourselves to other people. Subsequently, we can never build real authentic relationships that are based on who we are, behind the masks. Sahara Simulations will help you to discover the meaning and significance that matters to you. Not the objective facts that everyone will agree with, but the stories that matter to you. By recognizing that everything talks, you can start to master self-awareness, and so move forward to the next level in your game of authenticity. Please note, some players within the game may choose to attribute serendipity to religious or otherworld iconography. For example, they may tell a story where the deer was an ancient spirit who was communicating with James via telepathy. This is perfectly acceptable and encouraged, provided that players do not insist that others conform to their story, and recognize that each player has their own interpretation. Remember, this is an alternate reality game. What is true for one player may not be true for the next. But if you do not have a tendency to use religious icons, this is absolutely fine. You can tell whichever stories that resonate most with you. As you progress through Sahara Simulations, you will discover that there are secular ways to interpret serendipity, which are just as valuable and powerful as religious ones. But remember, this is a game. And in this game, perhaps God is real, perhaps God is not. That question is irrelevant to the question of your own authenticity. All that matters here is, who are you? And this brings us to our second reason to apply. You are complex.